So I am just cruising along here. This is Love of God with Pastor Vicki Clem, and I haven't been on here for several days, and I need to make a better habit of it. I am actually driving to go have lunch with a friend, and I was thinking of my favorite verses, and I don't know, some of you maybe you don't as of yet don't know the Lord, so you haven't dove into reading the Bible and discovering your scripture. And some of you do have, and you know what season even in life you're in and everything. And I do know that right now I'm in waiting. I have been waiting for a while, and it's a good, it sounds tedious, but in the waiting, when we're in the waiting to see what our next season is, our next chapter is, when we're in waiting with Lord, it can be calm, it can be peaceful, unless we allow our anxiety to take over, which is not from the Lord. We know that. But in the waiting is where we can surrender everything to Him and trust Him with everything in our life. I have to say, I've had different scriptures, different times that I say, if somebody were to ask me, I'd say, yeah, I think that's my favorite scripture. But really, is it? Well, the scripture that has stuck with me the most, and the scripture that I use a lot when I am writing up sermons, this scripture, Romans 8:28, which there's also is mentioned in 1 Peter and in, I think, Deuteronomy, so I don't have it right here. But Romans 8:28, all things, not some things, not little things, good or bad things, horrific things, all things work together for the good of those who love God, there's your thing, who love God and are called according to His purpose. All things. And I just saw the other day a thing by Kirk Cameron, I think that's right, was talking about, was it this scripture? Well, he was talking about how things work together for good. And he was, all things do, not just some things, but when you're going through a trial, you're going through something pretty ugly in your life, and you're very hurtful, very sad. Maybe you're sick. Maybe it's a divorce. Maybe it's a drug addiction. Maybe it's friends have turned on you. Maybe things have caught up with you that are not good. Maybe who knows what, or maybe just great things. Maybe you're just going through a good period. But no matter what, no matter how horrific a situation is, that's going to turn around for good if you love God, because it's going to be used. It's going to be used to develop you and to build your character and to strengthen you for what only God can see is ahead of you. And so all these things, good, bad, and ugly, work together for the good of those who love Him. And so when you're going through a trial, remember, that's not the end of the story. When I go through trials and I don't like them, sometimes I really have to remember and talk to myself and go, look, you're not staying right there. You're going to come out of this, and it's going to be good. And you're going to be stronger for it. And another thing is, oftentimes these trials we go through and these chapters in our lives stand as a testimony not only to who we are, but to who God is. And that is something that we can share with other people, especially when they're going through something, and you can say, wow, I get it. Not to be a know-it-all or anything. When we talk to people, we don't want to do that. But it's like, you're not alone. I've been there. But God. And so when all things work together for good, through those things we can always say, but God. Because no matter what the enemy throws at us, no matter how he wants to tear us down, no matter how he wants to destroy us, when we're a child of the Most High God, it's going to turn around for good. And the enemy can't do anything about that. Because, but God, no matter what goes on, it's going to change because of God. So, what the enemy meant for evil, but God meant for good. So, I hope this speaks to your heart. I hope you can speak it to somebody else's heart. And through this, share this, encourage other people to get on here. We're still going to talk more about all kinds of things and do some interviews here as soon as I can get connected with these people and get this thing going. So, Christ loves you.